The ancient walled city of Lucca has been in existence since Roman times. Over the centuries, it has played a central role in the politics and religion of the region, and it has acquired many treasures held in its museums and churches.
This church, the cathedral, San Martino, holds a holy relic which came here around about 740. Now the story is that Nicodemus, who was a contemporary of Jesus Christ, was asked by God to carve this crucifix, which he did in Lebanon and left in a cave. Hundreds of years later, a deacon of the church of Lucca was given a sign by God also to find this cross. He did so, and they loaded it on a ship. But before the crew could board the ship took off, and it landed in Luni, a port not far from here, where again, when the inhabitants went out to find what was on board, the ship moved away. And it wasn't until the Bishop of Lucca was summoned that they were able to board the ship and find the crucifix. At that point, there was a big argument with the inhabitants of Luni as to whether they would bring it to Lucca or whether it should stay in Luni. So the solution was they got a cart with untrained oxen, they put the crucifix in it, and they let it go wherever it was deemed to go. And it came here to Lucca, first to the church of San Frediano, but later the crucifix was found on this spot. And so they believed it was a symbol, a sign, to build a church to house the Volto Santo.
The present cathedral was consecrated in 1070 by Pope Alexander II, who had previously been Anselm I, Bishop of Lucca. The Volto Santo is housed in a small temple inside the cathedral which dates from 1484. It was designed by one of Lucca's best-known architects and sculptors, Matteo Civitali. Lucca was an important stopping-off point on the great pilgrimage to Rome, and the Volto Santo became a feature on that route. Minstrels sang its praises widely and its fame grew. The statue, with its long tunic and forked beard, doesn't fit into either Western or Eastern tradition. Its rather unhappy face is thought to be holy because, the story goes, Nicodemus left the face unfinished and returned the next day to find the angels had completed it for him. On the 13th of September every year, after sunset, a parade is held to celebrate the Volto Santo's arrival in Lucca. The parade goes from the church of San Frediano through the streets of the old town to the cathedral of San Martino. Lit the whole way by candles mounted on the buildings, it is called the Luminaria. All parts of Lucchese society are represented, from the clergy to blood donors, and people come from all over the world to participate. The Volto Santo is dressed in an ornate golden crown, golden collar, and a tunic of gold embroidered velvet. You can see these close up in the museum, next to the cathedral. Once, the Volto Santo itself led the parade, but now a banner portraying its image is at the head of the march. The parade is blessed as it departs from the church of San Frediano, and with banners, drummers and bands, it slowly winds through the narrow, candlelit streets. At San Martino, the crowd walks straight through the main doors, and ends its journey in front of the temple to the Volto Santo.